Hello, automation fans. My name is Jason, and I'm Chief Engineer at Haiku Systems and Lead Designer of the Broker Machine. I'm here to show you an example of the Broker Machine at work, and if you're a real estate agent or a broker, I think you're going to like it. Let's have a look at a simple lead flow. When a new lead comes in the door, I want the assigned agent to call that lead. Just get the lead on the phone. Now, after the initial phone call, there's a whole checklist of things to be done. And then once the entire checklist is complete, I'm off to the next set of tasks. That's a pretty simple lead flow, right? Any CRM should be able to handle it, let alone the best. So let's see what it looks like in Follow Up Boss. So here I am in Follow Up Boss, logged in as Natalia. This is me, a new lead. And look, Natalia already has a couple of tasks assigned. Now, right away, you should see something interesting about those tasks. You see, the call lead task has this little more info link. I wonder what that is. Well, that's cool. The task link will take you to wherever you keep your instructions. We obviously used Evernote here, and you can maintain this content independently of your tasks. If the call goes to voicemail, hang up. The only thing is, if you're familiar with Follow Up Boss, you know Follow Up Boss doesn't actually have this feature, except now it does. Anyway, the first task in our lead flow is to call the lead, so let's get right on it. Now, if you remember, my instructions say not to leave a voicemail on the first call. So once the lead's voicemail picks up, I'm just going to hang up.
Your call has been forwarded.
So I'm going to hang up. And you see, we created a call log of just a couple of seconds. And other than that, we didn't really accomplish very much. Okay, let's try it again. This time, I'm going to answer, and I'm going to mute both sides since I'm holding the phone in my hand. So just give me a second here. There we go. And I'm going to keep the connection for a few seconds just to simulate a more substantial call. So let's see, I'll hang up when I hit 15. That's 14, 15, boom. Okay, so hanging up the phone. And right away, you can see the longer call log. And if you look at the tasks, well, something else has happened. Follow Up Boss has detected the more substantial call and checked off the task that said call the lead. And also, if you remember our lead flow, remember once we call the client, we have a checklist to complete? Well, that's this checklist. Cool, huh? Okay, so now let's work through the checklist. The first item is to assign a follow-up plan. And there's no need really to dwell on this one, except to note that we can do it by assigning a weekly tag. And so I'm just going to do that here. Weekly, there you go. So there's a weekly tag. And since I did it, I'm going to check that task off. Okay, so the next one is interesting. Our nurture campaign is an action plan, and we can assign those directly, but we have a ton of them, and we'd rather not have to remember which one to assign. So let's just assign a tag and let the broker machine's logic figure out which action plan to activate. So let's see, I'm going to add a tag. And I'm going to do my 3 to 6 month nurture tag. Boom. Okay, so the tag was easy to assign. As you could see, the broker machine has fired up the appropriate action plan. And if we switch over to Gmail, there's the first email from Natalia's action plan. So we know it's working. Anyway, the nurture campaign is assigned. So let's check that one off. The last item on the current checklist is the property search. So let's just wave our hands and pretend that we did that. And let's check it off and see what happens. See what happened? This is the last task on our lead flow, triggered by the completion of that checklist and ready to go, ready for action. Now, you remember that nurture campaign? Campaigns like that should stop once the nurturing evolves into a conversation. But what if Natalia gets a response like this? Okay, So that's not a particularly informative email, and certainly Natalia is going to need a more substantial communication than that before she takes me off of her nurture list. And that means that she's got a bit of a decision to make, and she shouldn't have to decide to make that decision. You see the new task? Explicit instructions on how to make that decision. Instructions Natalia can refine over time to improve her results. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. So let's recap. What did we see today? First of all, we saw that the broker machine can add external links to tasks in Follow Up Boss, which eliminates a lot of clutter and adds a lot of flexibility. Before, you couldn't see anything but a task's title. Now you can. Next, we saw how the broker machine powers up Follow Up Boss with lead flow logic that is complex enough for real-world scenarios. You want to manage other processes in Follow Up Boss, like the transactional workflow? Now you can. Finally, the broker machine operates in real time, just like you do. No waiting. Want to manage a complex lead qualification checklist while you're on the phone with your lead right inside Follow Up Boss? Now you can. And that's a wrap. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, so use the contact form on this page and we'll be in touch. Do it now and we'll send you a cool bonus. Natalia's impeccably researched database of over 100 email templates that convert like crazy. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.